Tesla stocks have been going down during the month of March in 2025. And of course, Tesla is a company whose CEO is Elon Musk. And the predicament that this company is finding itself in is actually thanks to the biggest mistake that Elon Musk made in business. And that is publicizing his politics. Now, a few years ago, when I was still very green when it comes to business and marketing, I used to wonder, why is it that companies and business owners do not show who they support when it comes to politics? And then I went to business school where I did my master's. I also worked for startup companies. Then I realized exactly why a lot of business owners do not get involved in politics in a public manner. This is because when you look at politics, especially a time like now, and this is something that is not just in the United States, it's permeating all over the world. Politics has become heavily about dividing people. It's become some sort of entertainment where the politician that delivers the best performance wins. When you look at the ideologies of politicians, it's just in the extreme ends because they're trying to make people to buy into whatever they're selling, and because the political landscape has become incredibly competitive, the people who are doing the most drastic things are the ones that are getting the most attention, and that is not working to the good of anyone, because it means that these extreme ideologies that politicians are using have gotten to the point where people are actually saying, if you support a certain politician, you mean that you don't care about my life. That's where I've gotten to, because it has been pushed to these extremes. The politics that we have today is nothing to do with bettering the lives of people. It's just about making people shout at each other, making people alienate themselves from other people. We've even gotten to a point where there are people who are cutting off their family members just because of the people they voted for. That is not normal politics. It's showing you that we've just gone to a whole new level. It is just entertainment and spectacle. However, a lot of people who are always supporting these politicians do not understand that this is just about entertainment, and they actually think that these politicians care about them. This is the perfect case of when two bulls fight, it's the grass that bleeds. The division that the politics of today creates amongst the people that most times are the consumers in a lot of companies. This is not the kind of politics you want to align with as a business owner, because at the base of it all, it means that you're alienating at least half of the consumer base, and that's not a good strategy for any business owner. That is exactly what Elon Musk has done. You always find that a lot of business owners, a lot of CEOs, when you try to ask them during an interview, a podcast interview, about the politics that they support, they'll say they are apolitical, that they don't really care that much about the sides. Of course, that is very diplomatic of them, because they do understand that their businesses depend on everyone, I mean everyone, being interested in what they are selling. You'll never meet a business person who is like, oh, I do not care if those people do not buy my product. No, they just say that, but deep down they hope that everyone is going to be buying their product, because when everyone does it, it means they're going to make a lot of money. And this is exactly why when you look at a lot of businesses that always use this exclusivity strategy, they're actually using that as reverse psychology, because when you tell human beings that something is not for them, that is when they actually want to buy it. If we take the good example of luxury companies, most of them actually target a lot of women, and they always sell the most expensive bags, and of course they know the prices on this product are completely unattainable, and they're like, oh, this is just for the people that can afford it. But these same luxury companies will go ahead and create affordable luxury products. They'll come up with makeup lines, things like scarves. These are small things that are more affordable to the common consumer, that allows someone to have a piece of this exclusive luxury brand without really breaking the bank. The reason why a lot of people are buying these products, even when most times these products are actually not the best in the market, it's because they want to be affiliated with that luxury brand. And they want to be affiliated with that luxury brand because the luxury brand told them that, oh, we are not for you. But the consumer will do everything possible to ensure that they get a piece of something that makes them affiliated to that luxury brand. That is the power of exclusivity, but it has to be done right. You can't use politics to try and be exclusive to people, because of course politics is something that is more serious. It is something that affects the lives of people, while a luxury brand is just about not being able to afford a frivolous lipstick or a bag. Politics is really about whether someone can afford healthcare, whether they get justice, whether they get to live however they want. That is not something that you can joke with, and that's why as a business owner you need to be very careful careful when you are involving yourself with politics, because you do not want at any one time to alienate any portion of your audience. And what we're seeing with Tesla stocks and how it's going down, it's basically because Elon Musk's politics has actually alienated a huge part of his core audience. If we look at the history of the people who have been adopting electric vehicles, it's always been people who identify as progressives, as liberals, and yet these are the people that feel that Elon Musk's politics are against them. Tesla stocks are down because the people that believed in Elon Musk before don't believe in him anymore. His loyal customers from before are abandoning his ship because they feel alienated by his politics. When you see this kind of backlash that Elon Musk is continuously getting and it actually affecting his company's performance, this actually shows you that the backlash that he's been getting has been from people who are actually buying his product. If he was just getting a lot of backlash from people who have never really bought Tesla, well, it wouldn't really affect him in any way because they're not buying anything anyway. But when it's the people who are part of your core audience who are actually saying that I'm never going to buy from you again because of your politics, that becomes the dangerous game for you as a business owner. And it's even worse because in business, it's not just you who's getting affected, it's the entire company. It's not just the employees, it's also investors who have put their money into the company and you have to be answerable to them. I actually do not understand why he made the choice to be very public politically, because even if you are supporting a certain politician or a certain type of politics, you don't have to be public about it, because a lot of this business owners are always lobbying behind the scenes to ensure that the politicians are in favor of them. When it comes to company policies, tax policies, they do the support behind the scenes away from the eyes of the customers and consumers, because at the end of the day, for your business to survive, it needs the consumer dollars, the customer dollars. And so when you are showing publicly that you do not care about half of that core audience, like you're chopping off the dollars off of your plate. When you look closely at when a lot of companies jump on the bandwagon of getting involved in politics, they're always doing it when it's some sort of a trend. It just looks like, oh, they're joining the majority. It looks like, oh, they are caring about what their customers care about, but they're just joining the trend so that they don't end up getting backlash. A good example of this was in 2020 during the Black Lives Matter protest that actually took over the world. You know, it started from America, but it took over the world. And you were seeing a lot of companies who are pledging 15% of shelf space to support Black-owned businesses, 10% to support Black business owners, things like that. But right now, all those things have been scrapped. They were just doing that because it was a way of them of capitalizing on the trust of consumers. And once that wave is gone and people have forgotten about it, well, they've moved on to new things. We're constantly saying this during something like Pride Month. You see all these businesses and these companies that suddenly they change their logos and they put a rainbow, when in fact they actually do not care about Pride Month. They don't care about the gays. All they want to do is just take all the dollars that they can by pretending that they actually see you. They know that for them to get your money, they have to show that they care. They just have to show. They don't have to really care about it. And you know what? Maybe Elon Musk publicizing his politics, getting involved into the American government is something that is going to help him in the long run. We don't know about his business goals. But as of now, we are seeing that his involvement is directly impacting in a negative way the businesses that he has. Maybe that's a little sacrifice that he has to do. Who knows? Obviously, this should be a cautionary tale for anyone who is trying to get into business, who wants to be very successful at business. It's not always a great idea to be overly outright about your politics, because it can always backfire in a very, very bad way.